Anyways, hello everybody. We're Rackspace, and we're really happy to be here to talk about. Thank you. It's been a minute, we haven't really been present in the community for a while, but we're really happy to be back to talk about our one OpenStack approach and where we're going, our one chance, our one opportunity. But anyways, the power of one. And so before I kick this off, I need to introduce you to Don Norton. And Don is the director of software development and engineering, and he's responsible for the team who's really, driving fanatical outcomes for our customers across our public and private clouds with our OpenStack ecosystem. So, Don Norton.
Thank you. And I would like to introduce Kevin Carter. He is our director of product management for OpenStack, responsible for identifying product functionality requirements, market windows, and all the things that create that fanatical experience for our entire suite of OpenStack products. So welcome, Kevin. So what are we going to cover today? We're going to touch on a couple of topics. We'll briefly explain a little bit about Rackspace's OpenStack journey. We'll explain how we diverged from the OpenStack community, and we'll tell you what we're doing now to reconverge. This convergence is what we call the power of one.
And this is why we can't have nice things. Yes. Yes. Huh?
There we go. Okay. As many of you know, well, so this is a brief glimpse of our OpenStack journey. And thank you, Jonathan, for acknowledging our early involvement with OpenStack and the collaboration we did with NASA to develop the early releases. We co-announced the first release, Austin, back in 2010. And 2 years later, we announced the introduction of our public and private clouds at Rackspace based on OpenStack. Over the next few years, we collaborated significantly with the community. We contributed to OpenStack, and we introduced several new services, OpenStack services, within our clouds. Unfortunately, then we went a bit quiet within the community, kind of retrenched a little bit in our internal business, but that didn't mean we weren't still committed to OpenStack. As you can see by these numbers, we've been operating a very significant OpenStack footprint for several years.
But so, as Don mentioned, we have been operating a, fairly significant OpenStack footprint for a number of years, but, we've kind of been on our own. So while we are back, let's not call it a comeback. We've been here for years. But really, we had a lot of different systems and services that we were doing. If you look at our private cloud has always been tightly aligned to what OpenStack was providing, right? It was using OpenStack Ansible. It was installing systems and services literally from source. But if you look at what we were doing in our public cloud, we were, kind of aligned, but we also had things like Teeth, Marconi, Melange, Nova Network, Lunar. If any of you know what any of those things are, like, raise your hand. We'd like to talk. But I mean, these are a lot of different systems and services that may have been upstreamed or may have been proposed upstream, but never really, the community didn't, rally behind. Like Lunar is a really good example. That's, our basic storage driver. But the community, built Cinder, right? And so we're kind of stuck holding this old thing that we got a lot of value out of and our customers enjoy, but we're totally isolated. We're totally on our own. And so we diverged. And it's troubling, but it's also, part of our origin story. It's kind of what makes us, unique in that sense. But we also realize that we can't keep doing that, and we want to be a part of this community. We want to be able to contribute to it, and we want to get, the engineering teams that we have who are supporting these systems back in the public-facing community, aligned with everybody else, and actually, sharing, being able to contribute and build, fanatical outcomes for our customers, as I said. So, anyways, we diverged. We were away from the community, but those times are over. We're now realigning into the community, and we're in our revival phase.
So what are we doing to reconverge? Well, first of all, we have an objective to realign our private and our public cloud products the first big step is to retarget our infrastructure to the modern upstream versions of OpenStack and the projects within it. We're introducing new cloud product architectures to meet our specific customer needs. And we're adopting a common implementation across that entire portfolio. This highlights the power of one consistent OpenStack, one consistent experience across the entire product suite for our customers. So how are we doing that? Well, we have started by introducing a new OpenStack public cloud at Rackspace called OpenStack Flex. We're leveraging our valuable infrastructure partner, Dell Technologies, to provide all new hardware for our control plane, our hypervisors, and our storage. We started by deploying Caracal on that platform, but fortunately, we started by deploying Antelope, but this year when Caracal came up, we used the Slurp capability to upgrade to Caracal quite easily. We then assembled a comprehensive set of deployment tooling to make that process easy. And of course, bolted on a lot of different technologies to help with everything from monitoring, alerting, logging, usage reporting, and all the things that help it turn into a comprehensive multi-user environment. Now we're actively working to integrate our OpenStack business product into the OpenStack Flex Cloud, which will give users the ability to obtain dedicated hypervisors behind the shared control plane. And the best part about it, OpenStack Flex is available today.
So here's our cloud in view, right? This is actually what we built. And all of the different capabilities and components that we're running today in our cloud, in our modern environment, which is available in our San Jose data center today, right now, is running literally the stack. And what's amazing about this is that this is all built on, best of breed open source systems. A lot of the stuff that Mohammed was actually talking about, we're very tightly aligned because of the, just using the open source community and then being able to contribute back into it. And so we are, we've built this out so that we can have multiple regions, multiple availability zones, and then take over those tens of thousands of hypervisors that we're already operating. And we're making sure that we have rich integrations between Kubernetes and OpenStack. Leveraging OVN and making sure that customers can actually choose to run their workloads where it makes sense, where it makes the most sense for their environment. Especially in our private cloud environments where customers might have it's a single tenant environment that is built for them with a fully customizable platform. And so everything that you see here today is in service, it is operating, and it is built in the open. So that is our QR code there. Scan it. You go to our doc site, check it out. You can poke around everything that we're doing. But we believe in the four opens, right? We are back to being an open source technology company and trying to be at the forefront of innovation with open infrastructure. And so you can, like I said, docs.rackspacecloud.com. It's all there. It's 100% there. Everything's in Racker Labs in our GitHub. We have a couple drivers that we're putting out there for some cool integrations with Keystone, some stuff with Cinder and Multipath, and a few other neat little functions that we have going on in our environment. But it's, again, 100% open source. And so our product strategy, when we're talking about how we actually develop everything and where these different components go, this is what Don has described about the software and the systems and services that we're running is spanning everything that we're doing. And so enterprise is our single tenant private environment that is in Rackspace data centers or customer data centers. We can bring it anywhere you need it to be, but it is single tenant private cloud. We have our anywhere products strategy there, and anywhere is really neat because we're engaging with customers to do effectively edge solutions, and it's solutions packaged enterprise platforms that are smaller, roll and rack, shippable deployments that can be at the customer edge. And then Flex, which is our multi-tenant public cloud. And then business, as Don mentioned, it is giving customers a hybrid experience, being able to use dedicated compute, storage, and networking with a multi-tenant control plane. And so all of this is working together and giving customers quite literally the experience that we wanted to give them a long time ago. Being able to have that interoperable experience using those libraries in our public and our private clouds that was impossible because of when we started, but we're doing it now. And so far, so good. The customer experience around it has been very good. And we're excited about what we're bringing to market and how we're doing it. So part of being gone for a little while and coming back is being able to talk about how we're actually being able to come in and sponsor this community and really try to drive innovation in the platform. And so we're here as a sponsor of this event. We're partnering with the open infrastructure at the highest levels. We're contributing with or communicating and contributing with our enterprise vendors like Dell and a few others to make sure that they understand that OpenStack is extremely important to us, and the drivers and systems and solutions that they have need to be able to integrate it into our OpenStack platform if they want to continue operating in this model with us, and as well as embracing a leadership role. As I mentioned before, a lot of the engineers who are working on those estranged systems, right, haven't been able to contribute their knowledge, their wealth of experience into the open ecosystem because they're working on something that nobody else is. No more. We're all on a unified path, building out the experience and expertise around what we have for running OpenStack clouds at scale, but also running open infrastructure as it is prescribed by the Open Infrastructure Foundation.
And a shout out to one of our own rackers, Doug Goldstein, who was recently elected to the TC committee for this cycle.
Yeah, which is amazing, actually. I mean, it was something that he just kind of took upon himself to actually do, but it all aligns with where we're going.
So thanks in part to many of you who actively contribute to the OpenStack project. The 30th release of OpenStack, Dalmatian, came out last week. We're excited to get our hands on that and play around a little bit with it.
Yeah.
For us and for many of you, OpenStack is the solution for the rising costs of alternatives. It's matured to an amazing platform, full featured, and continues to grow every year. Rackspace's renewed commitment to OpenStack should provide confidence to the community, to our customer base, that we are here, we're contributing, and we want to be heavily involved. So as I said earlier, our new OpenStack Flex Cloud is available today. We'll be blanketing the rest of North America this year and expanding into new regions through 2025. So I look forward to all of you being able to get some exposure to that. So with that, enjoy the rest of the conference. Come join us at our table, ask some questions. We'll tell you everything we know.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.